Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is mainly going to be a Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival haul video. I'll also talk about other things fiber related, and then towards the end, I'll mention some decks that I've been using lately. The booklet is a bright pink color this year, and this talks about the vendors, the schedule for the weekend of the festival. It has a map of the fairgrounds. There's a section talking about the different types of fibers that you could use and the uses and benefits of them. There's some terms in the back of the book too, which is interesting. So there's one of the sections where there's a glossary. This year it did rain, so I didn't see as many vendors as there was last year, but I was mega happy that I went anyway because it's starting to get colder and I get to see my other fiber guild members more. Um, and I saw one of the guild members, and she is a friend of mine and a mentor too. So she has her own trailer where she had her supplies, luckily, because it was windy and a little rainy that day that I went. And so she was able to stay out of that for the most part. I love the yarn that she has, so I did get something from her, and it's the alpaca yarn, and this is 300 grams. I love the yarn that she spins, and it's so interesting hearing what my fiber friends like to do, because some people do one thing and some people do a combination of things. Some like to knit or knit and crochet or knit and spin and weave, or a combination of those things too, or do all of them. So I really wanted to get more into weaving because I love to knit and I enjoy spinning. These days, with my schedule, I tend to work and come home. Then I try to do some things here and there around the apartment. Usually, what happens is I get back home and I go to my bed, knit a little, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep. So I am not the most awake right now, but I wanted to weave more because I just love, sorry, it's probably my cats. I love tartan and I wanted to make scarves and other fabrics with the loom. So she has, with the, along with the roving and the yarn, she has supplies that she sells as well. So I'm going to get a loom from her and I'm gonna meet her at her farm one of these days to do that. And we're gonna work on some fiber projects. And it's always so fun going to her farm. I love seeing her dogs because they're gentle giants. It tends to be the ones that I like. And she has a golf cart. So we go around her farm on her golf cart, and the dogs tag along too, surveying the land. And right now she has some cows. At the time, um, they were calves, so I'll be happy to see them. And I'm also going to bring my antique spinning wheel. So I have shown my spinning wheel before, but not in recent videos. And I was given this spinning wheel from one of the guild members, so I'm so happy about it. This one in particular spins flax and linen. So we were looking at it because I had pictures of it on my phone. It does need work, but it's technically functioning. So we're gonna see if we can make it function more. And it would be nice to get it going again. But I do have it oiled up for now. Um, so the yarn that I got from her, sorry, is this was the one that I got last year, but I was at her farm when I got this, and I caked it up. It did take a while to cake it because it's 300 grams of this, but I love this colorway and the yarn. I love alpaca yarn. Um, some people say that it irritates their skin. I haven't had a problem. The is alpaca wool is more like hair, like our hair, and I have a lot of hair, so I I feel like I'm used to it. I love this colorway though. I'm excited to use it. I was holding on to this because I was thinking maybe I would look for a project that has more other colors so I could do a color work project. It's still going to be color work, but I wanted to get, she had other colorways too, but now I have 600 grams and now I want to do a full color work cardigan like I did last year because it takes so much yardage and it'll be perfect for it. What I was thinking about pairing it up with is, let me get it. So I did the ultra worsted cardigan last year. Um, it was finished by the winter, which was amazing. I loved the fiber that I used. It was actually the cozy alpaca, Ella Rae cozy alpaca. and it was using two colors. It's a pattern by Elliot of Deer Knits, and I was also thinking about making a Christmas sweater or cardigan too, but I know that I want another ultra worsted cardigan, so I think I might do that first just because um I don't think I would finish it by the holidays anyway. But I say all these things and I say all these projects, but I tend to make my decision when I'm ready to cast on, like when I've finished another project, then I immediately cast on for another project. And so all these are the all these ideas forming in my head of different color combinations and all these garments that I want to knit, for the most part garments. So we'll see what will come after, because I am going to mention another knit that I have made a lot of progress on, but with the alpaca yarn that I got from her, it would be either paired with this one, which is another alpaca yarn. And I got this, it was like more of a fundraising thing with one of the guild members because she was raising money for a charity. And this pack was of 10 skeins it was 25, and it's a lion brand. I've never seen alpaca lion brand before in stores, but so I figured I'd pick it up because it's a good deal. I still have it in plastic, so I think that that would be really nice. Or in this box, I was given yarn because the other knitters didn't want to have this one because it's not like super wash soft. This is, I still think it's soft, but that's also me saying that, and I like non-superwash or rustic yarns. So I think those are kind of soft too. It's it depends on what you like. So I wanted to choose ones that have a lot of yarn for it because, as I said, the garment will take up a lot of yardage. So what I like to do is, for many places that I go to in general, I circle around the store or the festival to see what items I might want to get, and I try to go for ones that I will need, but it's also my birthday coming up next month, so I figured that I would treat myself a little bit. And I looked at the guild area where they do their demonstrations. They also sell their own products too of what they create, which is really nice. Another guild member who I'm friends with, she's she was saying that I should bring some of my stuff there, which is really sweet. I think I will next year. I'm not too sure because uh I'm a steady knitter. I usually knit something with the intentions of either keeping it or specific intentions of maybe I'm giving it to my mom, or um I gave my best friend an Irish themed cowl. It was the Home Sweet Home cowl, and I actually really loved how it turned out because the original color scheme was two-toned. I used the colors of the Irish flag for her, and I thought that was really cute. So I I tend to knit with intention. So I'll see. I do have some things that I'm thinking about maybe next year if I wanna see if somebody would want them. So I was there and I saw this hank of yarn. Hank is like the twisted form. And so I I loved it as soon as like I saw it, but I was thinking, well, I looked at the price and for the amount of yarn that it was, I thought that that was decent too. And with the type of yarn, I thought it was interesting. I do have this fiber. It is a little more exotic because it's a sheep that's found on the Isles of Man. But I told one of the knitters there that I'm going to be back. I'm just going to circle around. And I came back to it because I still wanted it and I got it. I'm also excited too because one of the spinners spun this up. So, as I just said, it's a hand spun yarn. And I saw this and I just looked at it because lately I've been getting into bulky knitting yarn because I do knit bulky yarn sometimes, but it doesn't come with as much. Again, like I want something with a good amount of yardage because I of the things that I tend to do with them. This one is 272 yards and it's coming from the the Manx Lockton sheep's wool undyed. And so this was a good price for how much yardage is in here. And I just loved it. And um, I thought it was super special that somebody that I know spun this up. So I'm thinking either a colorwork garment because it's a good amount in here. And then, sorry, I keep repeating myself, but also if I want to do an accessory, just with this for the most part, because I didn't want to separate the yarn. So I'll see, but I just really love it. And I'm happy that I still loved it after I walked around. So the last couple of items that I got is trying to be a little picky, but the yarn that I got, it's really nice. So I actually put it in this bag for now. Um, so these are really affordable, but this goes with the work in progress that I have right now. And it's using a size US 15. So I like using DPNs for the sleeves. And I got two of the US 15s or the 10 millimeter 8-inch double points. So my friend is Beaver Creek Yarns. This one is wool and alpaca, Alford Farms and Spinnery. And I really love this texture of the bamboo because I'm pretty picky and I feel bad because the other day I did get DPNs that were also US 15 and also an 8-inch. But I love Knitter's Pride. My main needles are the Knitter's Pride mm, ginger shorties, so the shorter version of the set, the shorter needles. And I love the color and everything. These, I love the color too. The Ginger Pride um, DPNs that I got the other day, there's nothing wrong with them, but I don't like the color that much. It's like a super pale color, which isn't bad. I could definitely still use them, but these are more of what I really liked. And I like that they're not super coated with anything. Um, the ginger shorties, they have like a slick outer layer, which make it nice for when I'm knitting, especially with wooden needles, because sometimes with wooden needles it might slow you down. And this one, with the shorties, I tend to be steady with my knitting, which is nice, and they're lightweight too. I love the color, and they're just my favorite set. And so that's why I have two sets of them. And then I have extra needles for on top of that for the ones that I use a lot. And so this one I got two of the US 15s in case, I want to go back and forth with one of the sleeves. So this one's still in the bag. And then I got US 10s because there's this other bulky sweater project that I wanted to knit on. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So I'm just saying that I've used different types of needles, not so many, but there was the Licka set, which is such a nice set. It feels like it has a petal texture to it, which I do like on cards, like tarot cards, but it really slows me down when I'm knitting, so I tend to not go for them. And so I really like the gingers and these. They're not too dry either, so and I like how they have the size engraved on the DPN. So just to show, this is the 15 and this is the 10. It's funny because I was talking to my friend of Beaver Creek Yarns, and then she was saying, well, I was telling her that like I was trying to find size US 15, and that's why I got these because they were super inexpensive. Just to say that with the other DPNs that I got the other day, it was $15, and then these per bag, like the DPNs you would get five. They were only $3 each, so I got two of each size, two bags of each size. So I was saying, like, I was trying to find these DPNs, but there wasn't a large selection of a US 15. And even that, when I first got my set of needles, it went up to a US 17. I was looking at these larger needles. I'm like, when am I ever going to use them? And she was saying that she had a book that had a lot of quick knits with the bulky yarn, and it was calling for like an even larger needle. And she didn't have it either because the needles that I would usually go for are sizes US 3 through 8. Um, and with garments, usually it's like a 6 to 8. And so it was a little bit of a journey. And the DPN set that I have now is also a ginger set. And that goes up to US 9, which is fine. But with that one's actually kind of the opposite because I don't like to use the small, like maybe a size 2 or even 2.25, depending on like what your project is, or even smaller than that with wooden DPNs because those are like toothpicks at that point, and it's like I don't want to set myself up for to be disappointed because they would snap easily. I have snapped that size of well, it wasn't a DPN, it was a circular needle that was fixed. It wasn't interchangeable or anything. But she said like when you contacted Knitter's Pride that they would replace it and even replace like she's had it where they replaced like the whole set for her. Like, yeah, that's cool. Again, I just sorry, I'm just like I'd rather just know that there's a good chance that I won't snap it. So I do have other DPNs that are more sturdier, like a steel or aluminum. So I am fine with that. But for now, I'm gonna put them in this bag. And the project that I was talking about, I did show my last video, and I'm in awe of how much progress progress that I made on it. I was not expecting to enjoy it this much because it is a plain knit, and I have said in many videos I don't have a lot of stamina plain knitting, but this is using significantly larger needles than what I usually use. Um, sorry, I was just thinking about like, well, I might as well just say it. I was thinking about like drugs. But anyway, I I made so much progress. I actually am on the body now. So this is a gift knit, and I ended up trying it on. It's super flattering, especially this part here, because I don't usually do, I'm sorry, I keep saying usually. I don't do a lot of garments with a lot of things going on here, but this kind of shells out into and goes into the garment shoulders of the garment, and it's not so high, and it looks like it accents what the pattern is, because again, it's a plain sweater, or it's going to be a plain sweater, but I feel like it's just it's almost like jewelry to the garment. I've held so much yarn up to my face. I think I'm getting some in my throat. But it's coming along. I started this a week and a couple of days ago. So it is the 27th, and I started this on the 14th. So it's a lot of for me, since I've never knit something like a garment up with bulky yarn, and now I love it. I don't have so much bulky yarn in my collection, but I do have worsted, and I'll just hold it double for now. But I do have other things. I have like maybe two hanks of the bulky, which I'll use up, and then this one, the one I just got. Before I go, I wanted to just mention, sorry, this is really nice. I think I might knit one for myself too. And I got this on, like, this is sale yarn that I got last year when one of my friends had her yarn shop, and she closed it down because she wanted to go with her husband when he's deployed. And so, um, what is it? The yarn that I got for this project, the first couple of cakes of them, I got on sale. So at the time it was 40% off, and it was like $9. Now the price has increased like in other stores that I've seen it in. But I basically got the yarn for like 5.40 per hank, and then I caked it up. And then I'm thinking I just need three more, so that's six altogether. And now I see it like at $10, so it's a little less than 47, and it would have been maybe, well, if I got it for $10 each, then it would be 60. But I'm thinking that's what I may need. I'm just kind of playing it by ear now. So the decks that I've been using, it's crazy because I don't read a lot of tarot or oracle these days, and technically tarot is a form of oracle. But if I said that to my past self, because I used to read it night and day, and it was my bread and butter because I was doing it for a living, and I really like to get into my hobbies, and I like to enhance my skills. And that goes, I guess, across the board with a lot of things in my life. I like to focus on specific things at work, like to do well when I'm in work, at work. And if I have people in my life, which I just keep a close knit group of friends, I think that's the saying, I really tried to put time and energy into them because, uh, just feels like the thing to do. So right now, I just pull cards out here and there. Sometimes when I'm walking by a deck, I will just ask a question and then I'll get I'll pull a card out and that will be the card. So the cards that I have, well, I do have technically the Game of Thrones tarot on my dining room table. Again, I didn't get into the series, but I do enjoy reading with that deck. I don't have that one in this video. I have shown it in a recent video though. This is the Feathered Omens deck, and I did trim this. I've had this for a while, probably 6-7 years. And so I love this deck, and I love the Animal Wise Tarot. Both the Animal Wise Tarots that I have in different editions. I love the books, and I tend to work a lot with animal totems. More on the primal side than I think. Animals are easier to get along with than humans. They might be sly at times, but overall, I think they have clearer intentions or more direct intentions than humans do. And I'll show this one and the turkey. And the other deck that I have, sorry, I think I think I have wool in my throat. So I'm gonna quickly show the other one. So this other one I've had for a long time too. It was actually the first Oracle deck that was given to me. So aside from animals, I work a lot with fairy energy, and this is the Healing with the Fairies Oracle cards. After all these years, I still have the deck. And I like the booklet too. Sorry. I don't know, I just think about when I was little and I was still a lone wolf then too. I didn't really talk much, but I go into the forest that was near my house. And I just remember like I was running on the logs and I was like laughing and playing. And it was really quiet when I was little too, because I remember I was in preschool, and the teachers would say how I just would not talk to anybody. And I feel like they were concerned. Well, I mean, now being an adult, I feel like maybe they were concerned about that. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was interesting, and I'll see you in another video.